Hey, it's your boy Gpac from Chirac. Please don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, good people. It don't cost you a dime. Okay, we got Mr. Cuban Link, former member of the Terror Squad. You know, him and Fat Joe had beef back in the day. But you know, Cuban Link, he was the only one speaking up for the rest in peace Big Pun's wife and kids. So there was rumors going around that Fat Joe allegedly said that he had a joint venture album coming out with Biggie, but Cuban Link said Fat Joe told a Fat Joe lie. They did one little skit with Biggie. Was never no album done with him and Fat Joe that he can recall. So I'm going to bring Fat Joe in first and let him tell his part. Then I'm going to bring Mr. Cuban Link in to dispute that claim that Fat Joe said him and Biggie made songs.
Say stuff, Tim, and they always say I lie or I say too much. You know, I worked on an album with Biggie. We cut about 5 songs together. He was like, "You the Latino Dawn, I'm the Black Dawn," and we was in that studio going crazy. It's verified by Puff Daddy and everybody. But we were like, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. At the time, we were like this and Tupac a lot and all that. And so that should have never seen the light of day, which is respectfully so. Because, you know, they both passed on, you know. But, yeah, I work with the B.I.G. for real. You know, I say stuff, Tim, and they always say I lie or I say.
So, you know, he said right there, they did like 5 songs. Now, I got another clip from another interview where he said they did 8 songs. Here we go.
Songs, you know what I'm saying? 8 songs, 10 songs, you know. But they was like really disrespectful and hateful, and so he died, and Tupac died, and it was like, yo, bro, they might have burnt them, to be honest with you. It was distasteful, you know what I'm saying, after the fact.
Fat Joe revealed that these unreleased tracks contain mostly disses aimed at Tupac. But since both Biggie and Tupac have passed on, he decided that those tracks should never see the light of day. The project, which represents a compelling moment in hip-hop history, was allegedly verified by Puff Daddy and others, marking a collaboration that, despite being real, will likely remain a well-kept secret. Will these tracks ever get unearthed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
So y'all heard it right there. So I'm going to let Mr. Cuban Link come in and speak his piece. Go ahead, Cuban.
Throughout the years, if he hit you up today or tomorrow and was like, "Yo, bro, we've been through a lot. It's been a lot of going on throughout the years, but now it's time to let bygones be bygones." I mean, like, is there anything he can do to right his wrongs?
Yeah, it's a lot of things that he could do. He could do a lot of things. He could get right there where you at, in front of the whole world, and say exactly what he did. Just say what you did. Say who you are.
So you forgive him?
If he says the truth, I don't want to be the one that said, "See, I told you." No, just say the truth, because I'm really trying to save your soul. I'm trying to save his soul. Like, listen, man, he's living a whole contrary life. You lie to yourself. It hurts you more than anything. But I guess you think it's good because it's beneficial, money and materials. But it's something bigger than that. Something bigger than that. I work with things that are bigger than that. That's God. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all
I
heard
don't
that?
trade that for money, for a bag. I don't trade that for nothing when it comes to those kind of morals. And, you know, but I think he showed who he was enough. Now since the social media era, where he's out there talking, and you let us liar talk, you know what a liar's gonna do? He's gonna lie. So you see, he created this whole energy around him, and kind of like he already drew himself to be who he says he wasn't, which is a liar. You see all the stories he tells. You see the Biggie story he's talking about.
Listen, y'all.
That he did an album. He did an album with Biggie. Yeah, that he did an album with Biggie. A straight lie.
Y'all heard
He
it.
got an album with Biggie before he died. And he did an album, and then they burned it. Like the studio, something got burned down, and all songs that they did, they threw them away. He can't find none of them. So then later on, he finds a tape when it's a little skit that was done in a Biggie's intro song. Intro song for Life After Death. And it was me, Pun, and Joe. Because Biggie, after I wrote Senorita, Biggie came and he said, yo, come over here. We was working in the other side. I was working on the street light in the same studio, but in the other side of the building. So we walked in Biggie's session because Biggie asked for us to do a Spanish little skit for one of his songs he was going to do. So now he started using that little skit that we did, and he's trying to say that he did a whole album now with Biggie because of that skit. And since he said that, then I understood, because that era, I know exactly what was going on. He was working on Down Cartagena, Pone was working on Capital Punishment, into the Yeah Baby, and I was working just being there, write songs. He wants to put himself with the elites. He wants to be a tether. Isn't that what they say? The FBA says a tether. He wants to latch on to the legacy of Biggie now. He wants to latch on to the Biggie legacy. But he's not. One thing about a whale, especially a beluga whale, that they're greedy. They want to just put their blowholes and blow water and milk and whatever spoils they eat into everybody. So they want to be the main beluga in the circus. They want to have the seal's job. They want to be the dolphin. That's why they're not a whale. They're not a whale. They're like a half of everything. I'm just going with it. But I'm just trying to tell you. This dude, a liar, I can't explain why a liar wants to lie. I think it's just everything that I've been saying all these years. But a lot of people believed him inside the industry before social media. All these stories he's been telling, that they believed, that they held me like this. Oh no, they give me the cooties. All these lies they've been saying about me. All the that I see. Once he got on Funk Master Flex show, and he said he gave every Terror Squad member $500,000 from that deal. Because remember I told you that story earlier. But he got and where he got busted is the Funk Master Flex interview. If you go there, he said, I don't know why they all mad. I took $500,000 out of my own pocket and I gave it to each one of them. Once he said that, I said, busted. Fucking lying piece of shit. Then he said he bought me a house, right? Bought me a house. Never bought me a house. Why do you have to lie that you bought me a house when it's a lie?
Welcome to the 100-degree sweat test.
So you heard it right there. Cuba Link said Fat Joe allegedly lied about everything. He didn't buy him no house. He wants to put himself up there with the elite rappers and trying to drag on his name and attach it next to the rest in peace Notorious Big. So there you have it. That's your boy Gpac and Chirac. Please don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And please, Fat Joe, stop lying.